Hello everyone, welcome to Psycho Hub. Have you ever wondered why we think, feel, and behave the way we do? Psychology offers a plethora of lenses through which we can examine the human mind and behavior. These lenses are known as approaches, and over the years, several influential approaches have emerged, and today we are going to focus on the five major ones: biological, behavioral, cognitive, psychoanalytic, and humanistic approach. Get ready to expand our understanding of the human psyche. By the end of this video, you will have a thorough understanding of these cornerstone theories and how they shape our understanding of the human mind. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, the biological approach. This approach argues that our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are significantly influenced by biological factors. The founder of this approach, while many contributed, major figures include Charles Darwin, whose work on evolution and natural selection laid the groundwork for understanding the innate biological mechanisms that influence human behavior. The biological approach examines how genetics, neuroanatomy, and biochemistry play a role in our mental processes and behaviors. Here are the main key principles of this approach. Genetics studies how inherited traits passed from parents to offspring influence behaviors and mental capacities. Neuroanatomy looks at how different areas of the brain are involved in different psychological processes. Biochemistry focuses on neurotransmitters and hormones and how they affect mood, thought, and behavior. Biological approaches are used extensively in the field of psychiatry. For example, when treating depression, psychiatrists might look at the role of serotonin and prescribe selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors to balance these levels. Research into schizophrenia often examines genetics, factors, and neurochemical imbalances, offering insights for treatment methods such as antipsychotic medications. Next, we have the behavioral approach, famously explored by scientists like John Watson, Evan Pavlov, and B.F. Skinner. John Watson made the assertion that psychology should be a science based on the observable behavior, paving the way for behavioral psychology. The behavioral approach concentrates on observable behavior and posits that all behaviors are learned through interaction with the environment. Here are the main key principles of this approach. Classical conditioning, discovered by Pavlov, it explains how a neutral stimulus can become associated with a response. Operant conditioning, introduced by Skinner, it focuses on how reward and punishment influence behavior. Observational learning, proposed by Albert Bandura, this concept emphasizes learning by observing the behaviors of others and imitating them. Behavioral principles are widely used in educational setting and therapy. Techniques such as positive reinforcement are common in classroom to encourage desired behaviors. In treating phobias, behaviorists might use systematic desensitization. It means gradually exposing a person to their fear until the fear response is extinguished. Here it is the cognitive approach. In psychology, focuses on internal mental processes that govern our behavior and experiences. This approach emerged in the 1950s and 60s, challenging the dominant behavioral approach of the time, which emphasized the role of external environmental factors in shaping our actions. The key figure behind the cognitive approach is the renowned psychologist Dr. Ulrich Nieser. He and his colleagues believe that in order to truly understand human behavior, we need to examine the inner working of the mind, how we perceive, learn, remember, and make decisions. Key principles of the cognitive approach: information processing. Cognitive psychologists view the human mind as a complex information processing system. Much like a computer, they study how we acquire, store, and retrieve information. Mental representation. Cognitivists believe that we create mental representations or internal models of the world around us. These representations guide our perception and decision making. Attention and perception. The cognitive approach examines how we selectively attend to certain stimuli and how we interpret and make sense of the information we perceive. Memory and learning. Cognitivists are interested in understanding the mechanisms of memory, including how we encode, store, and retrieve information, as well as how we learn new skills and knowledge. Cognitive approach has had profound impact on various fields, from education to clinical psychology. For example, the development of cognitive behavioral therapy has revolutionized the way we treat mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. By helping individuals identify and modify their thought patterns, CBT has proven to be an effective intervention. Here is the second last, the psychoanalytic approach. It is founded by Sigmund Freud in the late 19th and early 20th century. This approach delves into the depths of unconscious minds to explain behavior. Freud believed that behavior is driven by unconscious motives, desires, and early childhood experiences. The key principles of this approach: structure of the mind, id. The primitive part of the mind operates on the player principle, seeking immediate gratification. Ego, the rational part that operates on the reality principle, meditating between id and the superego. Superego, the moralistic part that represents internalized societal standards and ethics. Psychosexual stages of development. Freud believed that children pass through 5 stages of development: oral, anal, phallic, latent, and genital. For example, fixation at the oral stage could lead to behaviors like nail biting or smoking in adulthood. Defense mechanism, techniques used by the ego to protect itself from anxiety, for example, repression, denial, projection. Therapeutic techniques, free association, patients are encouraged to freely share thoughts, words, and anything that comes to mind. Dream analysis, interpreting the symbolic meaning of dreams to uncover the unconscious mind's content. If we are talking about its application, psychoanalytic therapy is used to treat various psychological disorders by uncovering and resolving unconscious conflicts. For example, a therapist might use dream analysis to help a patient understand hidden anxieties. The psychoanalytic approach provides a profound understanding of how our unconscious mind shapes our behavior and personality. Despite criticisms and the emergence of new theories, Freud's impact on psychology is undeniable. Now the final is humanistic approach in psychology. This approach was primarily pioneered by 2 influential psychologists, Carl Rogers and Abraham Maslow. Carl Rogers is known for his person-centered therapy, while Abraham Maslow introduced the famous hierarchy of needs. It emerged in the mid-20th century as a reaction against the determinism of psychoanalysis and behaviorism. Key principles of humanistic approach: self-actualization. Self-actualization is at the heart of humanistic approach. According to Maslow, self-actualization is the process of realizing one's full potential and becoming the best version of oneself. Maslow pyramid starts with basic physiological needs like food and water and moves upward through safety, love and belonging, esteem, and finally self-actualization. Free will. Unlike other approaches that view behavior as deterministic, the humanistic approach emphasizes free will. It believes that individuals have the power to make choices and shape their own destiny. Humanistic psychology takes a holistic view of individuals. It considers all aspects of a person, including their emotions, thoughts, behavior, and social interaction. Person-centered therapy. Carl Rogers developed person-centered therapy, which focuses on the individual's capacity for self-healing and personal growth. Key elements include unconditional positive regard, empathy, and congruence. The principles of the humanistic approach have profound application in various fields. Let's look at some examples. Therapy and counseling. In therapeutic setting, the humanistic approach is utilized to help individuals achieve personal growth and resolve conflicts. Techniques like active listening and unconditional positive regard are foundational in person-centered therapy. Education. In education, this approach promotes a student-centered learning environment. It encourages educators to focus on individual strengths and fostering a love for learning rather than rote memorization. Personal development. The humanistic approach is also popular in personal development and self-help. It encourages people to focus on their strengths, set personal goals, and pursue activities that lead to self-fulfillment. Found this video helpful? Please give it a thumbs up and share it with other friends and fellows to better understand approaches and psychology. And also keep watching my previous video related to psychology and mental health. Stay curious. Until next time, thank you so much.